Hello and welcome. I'm Liz and this is Random Workings, and welcome to our 30 minutes to do miniature painting. Why am I still struggling with the names? I don't know. Welcome back. We are continuing our painting of these fellows, folks, people. I don't have any nails to check. So, I think most of them are fully golded. We just got, like, missing areas like the top of this guy's hammer. So I'm just going to quickly check them all, make sure they've got all the gold areas. This one needs some work on it. And then I'm going to go over with a layer brush just to do a bit of cleaning. Because if you look at this guy's cloak, there's a bit of mess there where the red has been invaded by the yellow. I might also change some of these bits to silver. Next time I do something, I'm not painting it the same colour as the base colour, because it's a bit awkward to figure out where the gold is that I'm missing at times, especially if I've been looking at a model for too long. So yeah, so the plan for today is finish the gold, clean up, and then if I have time, wash. Speaking of time, I haven't actually started this, which would make 30 minutes kind of hard. Right, so let's see. This one, I already identified something I need to fix on him. I already put the paint on my wet palette this time, so don't have that to worry about. Bristles are getting a bit hard on this one. Water, water. I think sometimes it's just the drying that they're not too happy with, not necessarily the fact that I've still got paint on them, but I have made sure I've cleaned them. Anyway, let's remember to adjust this. Right, so I think last time I did a focus of 70. Makes me blurry. Makes this stand out. Change the angle as well. I remember why I don't usually have my paint stuff up here, because I need to put my elbows on the desk. Can you see this clearly? Clear-ish. That should do. Right, so let's see, it was the top of the... Oh, right, yes, I'm still working on the music beds. So I'm listening to them again. You might also be hearing what I hear. It's coming along quite well, actually. I've finished going through all of the YouTube music. Even checked to make sure if any more had been uploaded while I was listening to the lot. I think there was 2 songs this month that were added. It only seems to record the month, not necessarily the date. Which isn't a bad thing. It just means I don't know if it was there or if it wasn't. But usually you can tell by the sound if you've remembered them. It's quite interesting. I don't know if I'll have picked many, but you get to notice some of the artists choose pretty much the same tune. In every song they do, which makes identifying the artists pretty easy at times, but B, it also means the songs sound very similar, especially if you've listened to about 10 of them. That's from the same artist. A lot of the songs start sounding similar after, you know, when you're listening to 4,000 of them as well. But I did it. and I changed a few things on my plans again. So I had originally... I was originally doing a set... I don't remember what my original plan was. I know at one, the last stage I did, I had about 5 different situational soundtracks. That was Crafter, Bopper... Oh, I think it's... Oh, I've got a hair on there. Get off my... Did I get it? I should have a pair of tweezers for dealing with that kind of thing. I'm just going over the areas of gold again while I'm doing this model. Just to give it a second coat because so it's a bit streaky. Possibly this is one of the models where gold and me were not friends. Yeah, so I had boppers or movers or gate crashers, whichever name I had last time I was talking to you, crafters, knights, survivors, and I think it was fools. I have went and scrapped survivors and fools and fused them into the other ones. So you've got 3 and then you've got 2 seasonal ones at the moment coming up. So you've got crafters, which is for the crafting and hobby, which is upbeat but not necessarily quick blue beating. That sounds weird. It doesn't have a fast beat necessarily, but it does have a beat. Potentially. Some of the things fusing quite well. How am I forgetting my sentences halfway through? Well, I know why, because I'm trying to concentrate and think at the same time. And I've chosen concentrating as my main function to concentrate on. It doesn't matter if these like are not perfect. I think I said this originally. I'm not using them. I'm not displaying them or anything. I'm just doing them because it's fun. Another reason they don't have to be perfect is because it will demonstrate what my skill was like when I first picked this up to what it was like however many years or times down the road it takes before I actually stop or decide to look back on these videos. You know, it's a sign of progression. Don't throw anything away because it just shows you how much you've, or might show you how much you've improved or got worse at some point. I think you're done. I didn't finish you at all. Words. Right, yeah. So, we've got the crafters, we've got what I'm calling now the movers, which is supposed to be high beat and high energy rather than high beat. And then the adventurers. And the reason I did this is because I couldn't figure out when I would use survivors and stuff. By putting them together, I am more prepared for just putting it behind a set type rather than specifying music that I may never use. Also, what I was calling the fools didn't make sense, and also I kind of didn't want to call them the fool and survivor anymore, because in a way I felt like survivor wasn't a very good name, and fool sort of made it sound like I was making fun of the music, I guess. And a lot of it was coming out as jazz and stuff, and I don't personally like jazz, but I'm not about to say that jazz is comedic. In a way that might come across as insulting. It's one of the reasons I avoided some of the music. Anything that sounded like it was foreign or distinctly foreign, I tried to avoid. Because I didn't want to accidentally label it as one thing and have people tell me off for whatever reason. I think it demeans the sound of each. It makes all of them longer. I think the crafter one is currently got 5 hours worth of music in it, but I am going to go through them, and some of the crafter stuff will go in movers, and some of the mover stuff will go in crafters. Just because of the sound thing. I think one of the biggest things I'm worried about is that I want to make it so that it's nice to listen to, whoever you are, but also I kind of want to make it so that I like it as a whole, which is why I've avoided certain genres of music. Some have turned up in places, but not as many as, say, I think dance and electric is probably the one that's there the most in the lists. Because I do plan on listening to the music when I do my work and stuff, because they are fun. They're music beds. But yeah. In theory, I could use the mover one and the crafter one interchangeably because of the way that the mover one and crafter are sort of similarly about happy thoughts and motivating thoughts, and the fact that they've got good beats usually. But it is supposed to be one for the crafting and then one for like the gameplay, except for when the adventurer, which is what the knight's now called, comes along, because that is supposed to be for making you think still of long journeys and hard tasks. Doing that is going to cut off the image even more, right? My phone is going ballistic. I wonder if you guys can hear it. I don't know. I think in one of the first videos I did of this type, I did try different camera angles. And I think I did try a point down camera. I don't know if I did it and then decided against it straight after starting, but the reason I'm not using a point down camera is A, my desk is a mess usually and quite small spaced. I'm painting on the same place as my computer, and my screen is not that far ahead of me. I've got my elbows and then I've got my keyboard straight away. Well, now I've got my paint palette on top of my keyboard, but wet palette. Still calling it funny names. But if I was to point down, you'd end up looking at my keyboard, which I don't really care for. But also, you'd end up with a crotch image, I think, depending on how well I would zoom in. I don't think it's going to be any better, because instead of this side of me painting, you'll get this side of me painting instead. So definitely need to have a over the shoulder camera, although then you'll see all of that mess that's in front of me, including potentially what's it called, an inception, because you'll be seeing the screen that I'm looking at the screen on, or the camera on. I haven't decided. I think this is the only person who's not got a hat, and I haven't decided on what skin colour I'm going to give them. Or the hair colour, actually. Don't know. I think they're supposed to be human, so although it is in space. Yeah, there are aliens and stuff, but I think they're supposed to be humans. So I think I'll go for a human skin tone. What skin tone that is, don't know. Yes, definitely not going to paint gold onto gold next time I have a basing like this. I've decided what I'm going to do with the squigs. Even though I'm nowhere near the squigs. Well, I might be. I think I've still got to layer this. But anyway, the plan for the squigs, I'm going to make them all rainbowy. So each one's going to have a different skin colour. But I think they've all got 5 seconds. Well, however long it takes me to get on my desk. I haven't actually looked at them properly yet. But what I'm planning on doing is I'm planning on making them all basically, oh god, you're getting a big reflection there. Making them all different skin tones, but then some of them have like bone on them. And some of them seem to have like, it might not be as obvious. Yeah, this one here has like scales on his leg here. You won't see that probably. But if they all have like scales separate to their skin, I might make the scales of the same colour. So that'll connect them. But I think, how many is this? 12. 2 of them are people. 10 squigs, 10 colours? That'll be interesting. Back to painting these. But yeah, I'm thinking rainbow. Love me a rainbow. I'm not sitting in my chair very well now. I will figure out a technique one day, either by getting the camera or doing something with the way I hold it that allows you guys to see the models I'm painting while I'm painting them. Might need to be quite a good quality camera for you to see what's happening with the paint, but There are tiny hairs all over my models. Which to me suggests my room is really dusty because I don't have pets. Or at least, I don't have furred pets because I've got fish, although these are hiding them. So the only reason these could be covered in fur, I guess, is dust. And my hair, obviously. And whoever else dares enters my realm. Enters. Yeah, it's just that one person who doesn't have a hat. Helmet. Sorry for calling it a hat and a helmet and whatever else that I decide to say goes on your head. Well, if I say the wrong thing anyway. Ugh. I'm leaning too much on my arms, what I was just dealing with there. Beep 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 beep. I've lost whatever train of thought I was having. And also whatever conversation I was having too. What were we talking about? Or what was I talking about? Squigs. Done that. Sort of done the music thing as well. Anything else of note from my end? No. Don't think so. Not that isn't immediate. Sorry, not that's immediate. There's news for next week, which is that the last Lost Art of Innkeeping Let's Play is coming out. Then I have to fill a slot. One of the reasons I need to focus on the music bed, I've actually not been doing much recording of anything else, except for like this and actually makes. I didn't need to make a recording for this week because I had a bit of a backlog on that. I need to make some next week, but I've stopped making recordings while I work on the music bit, because the music bed needs to go with the recordings. I've got a few little bits and pieces. But primarily, I have made some recordings. That's a lie, I have, because I've recorded PUBG, but PUBG doesn't get a music bed on it, so that doesn't really matter. But I haven't done anything with the stuff I've got, because I need the music beds. So hopefully this week I'll be able to get a load of backlog stuff ready, which then means I can focus on producing new stuff. I'm not surprised based on the number of songs and my indecisiveness. It's taking me just 2 or 3 weeks. I'm going to stop putting this in my mouth. 2 or 3 weeks of messing on with music bed. I mean, I am doing 3 or 4 at the same time. 3 main ones and 2 minor ones, because I also put together a festive and a Halloween one. Just because while I was listening to music I thought I might as well. Right, I think that's all the gold sorted. So now I need to clean my brush. Get that stuff there. I think I used so little. Yeah, I'm glad when I put paint onto my palette. Because I put gold on my palette before I started, and I'm glad I decided to clean my brush at the sink while I refreshed my water. Because it means my water hasn't got a horrible gold just from dipping my brush in. In fact, I think I was using so little paint there that I have actually managed to avoid doing stuff. There's actually only 4 months left, so I'm not sure I can start painting. And technically I was talking at the beginning for a while, so although my time is not right, I might stop. Because otherwise I'm going to get more paint on my palette and then not do anything with it, which seems like a silly idea. So sorry, that was probably a bit fast. So yeah, I'm going to stop here. You should have about 30 minutes of content. And thank you for sticking through to the end of this video. And if you like what you saw and want some more, why not hit the like button, maybe subscribe, and then check out one of the videos or playlists showing up on the screen. Or why not head over to the channel for even more options. And if you have subscribed, hit the bell on this video or the channel page and get notified every time a new video goes live. But either way, it's bye for now, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Bye!